So this is my latest endeavor into the Mac world of computing, and I was looking for some form of external hard drive or external storage for my MacBook because I don't really need all the media that I have on there with me at all times when I'm carrying my MacBook around, and it does take up a significant amount of space on the hard drive. The hard drive is only 80 gigs in the MacBook, so once you combine videos, DVDs, and all my music files, I only have like 15 gigs left, which is not a lot of space, and I want to get all the extra music and things that I'm not going to use while I'm carrying my MacBook around off. I got this computer through my school. It was basically in their old computer pile. It's an old PowerMac G3. I had asked them if I could have it, and they said sure. They weren't going to use it anymore. They were getting ready to get rid of it. So the first thing I did when I got it was I went out to buy.com, or went on buy.com. I don't really need to go out to visit websites. And I bought a 250 gig Seagate hard drive. The hard drive is actually inside where the zip drive on this computer used to be, because I have no need for a zip drive, so I took it out and I installed the hard drive, and it's connected to the IDE cable that runs to the CD, DVD, ROM, and what was the zip drive. The first thing that I noticed when I opened up this case was that there's an additional slot down here where I could bolt in a hard drive, but the IDE cable that connects the motherboard to the original hard drive, which is only 6 gigs, is only a single connection cable. Most computers now come with an IDE cable that'll connect to the motherboard and then provides a master and slave connection, which will allow you to connect two devices such as 2 hard drives, 2 CD-ROMs, things like that. Two of the things I plan on doing next, which will be I believe the final upgrades to this computer, as it's only my media storage center, are: one, if you look in here, you'll notice there's nothing in there. That's because the CD-ROM that came with this computer, there was a little gear in there, and when it got stuck, I gave it a gentle pull, and I guess I pulled too hard, so it kind of popped off and it tore out the little mounting bracket, I guess you would say, that was in there. So I am going to be buying a DVD-ROM drive so I can play DVDs directly through this computer, and I will be purchasing extra RAM for this computer. It only has 96 megabytes of installed RAM, which is almost nothing when you compare that to computers nowadays that are shipping with 2 gigs, a gig, 2 gigs. That's really nothing. So it has 4 slots. It can hold up to a gig, or the macOS 9.1, I believe it has installed, can only realize up to 1 full gig of RAM, so I can either get 4 256, 2 512, or 1 gig stick, which I'll be looking for shortly. As kind of a little warning, I just want to let everyone know that when you purchase or when you obtain somehow an older computer like this, I believe it's pre-2000, pre-2002, something like that, the installed OS, the operating system, will only recognize up to 128 gigabytes of hard drive memory. So when I hook this up to the monitor and I boot it up and everything, I can see the extra hard drive that I put in here, but it only shows it as 128, and I know it's not 128, it's 250, which is the specifications that I saw when I bought it. So I will need to purchase some kind of PC. What would it be? It would be like a PCI card that has an IDE out actual connection in there, and that way I can connect the hard drive directly to that, and it will recognize the full 250 gigs. Another thing is, when you install the hard drive, this computer itself, the Mac G3, will only transfer data to and from that hard drive at I think it's 33 megabytes per second. Now the hard drive itself can produce a throughput of 100, 150 or something like that, and that problem will also be remedied when I get the external PCI or the internal extra PCI card, which will be very nice, because then transferring movies to and from this computer won't take so long.